Hey guys, Evan here. I'm gonna take you through some of my shot thought process as I record this round. This is the 1,000 credit buy-in ready go at Royal St. George's. High winds, tournament, 12 greens, easy pin locations. So I got 173 into 27 winds, no elevation. I'm gonna go ahead and call this like a 95% win. So I'm looking to hit this at around 199. If you take half of 27, it's about 13, but this isn't too far sideways, so I'm gonna aim at about half of that, which is about 6. I'm gonna aim at about 6 feet outside. I know that my 210, my 4 iron, goes 199, full backspin. So I think I really like that number here. See the missed ding to the wrong way, a little bit short. Would have been if I dinged it. That thing carried 170. I think it would have been pretty close. Probably would have been a good idea to go like one click off full backspin though. Okay, we're on 11 greens. So, like the math is telling me to hit this to about 19 feet. As we're into the wind, I'm gonna call it 20. So I'm reading the putt. I'm reading the break off my putter here at the beginning. I'm not gonna. I'm not counting dots. I'm probably counting dots like 20% of the time. This has multiple breaks too, so there's like a little bit of break off the putter. Then we're really coming down here. Okay. So I guess it started moving at the beginning and didn't have enough. The momentum took it away from the break at the end. Not the start that we want, but we'll do that here. So like I kind of know that my driver carries about 300, 304, maybe with 80% backspin. So I'm gonna add that wind to it, and that should do it. Should be on the fairway there. Bit of a lucky bounce that we avoided the bunker rough I can deal with here. Okay, I'm gonna go 1, 2.5, 3, maybe kind of 3.5 feet outside there. Maybe a bit less. More of a tailwind. That's like just over 2 feet outside. 36, call it 37 minus a bit of wind. It's like on these short ones, I'm not thinking about the wind that much. So in the rough, so I would normally play this at like 42 full backspin. This wind, think just over that, like 43.5 there, kind of should be all right. Not sure. There we go. We're within a yard. That's a gimme. Probably jinxed myself right there. Okay, let's see if I can do this. I kind of hammer these long ones. I don't. I mean the short ones. Sorry, I just kind of try to cut out the break. I'm not worried about doing any math, counting dots, or any of that stuff. 39, 25 wind, down 2, 3 elevation factor. We're into like, I guess I'm gonna call it like a 35% wind, maybe. A little more than I think 30. It's under 50. I could be wrong, but being long better is better than being short here. So I kind of have it at about 229, and I kind of have the 3 iron at 60% backspin, which is like right there, going at 229. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28. I'm gonna add more because we're well over 150 yards. It's kind of like my baseline, so that's around 28 right there. And I'm just gonna set it way over here. So that's 28. I don't know, 32, 36, a little more than 36, maybe 38. Kind of feel on this, and I'm still gonna try to miss thing on the left side. Perfect. Okay, let's go 7. So the math is like 5 and a bit, but just gonna kind of read this. Not gonna move that much. So I'm gonna aim just kind of like at the edge of the cup here. It will break, but I'm gonna hit it hard enough that it should just roll right in. Oh, stand corrected. So I probably should have hit that, a straight 7.5 or 8 feet power. By hitting it only at about 6, 6.5 there, I allowed the break to come into play. I think I tend to make more mental mistakes like that when I'm recording and trying to talk through it. Sometimes I'm maybe overanalyzing it a bit. We're gonna call this a 90% win. It's got me at about 255. I think that the 3-wood goes about 250 with 60% backspin. Let's see here. Maybe I'll call it like a 85% win. 4, 8, 12, 14, 16. 16's alright. 7% there. So a little long. That should be makeable. Oh man. We're punching because like I guess I could have gone full shot. It's just a safe play here. I'm gonna call this 100% win. Moving a little bit. This win's kind of tricky. Got this at 203. 4-iron should go about 202 with 60% backspin. I don't think that's gonna make it. 50%, it should go about 208. This should be like somewhere between 50 and 60. And this thing's gonna hurt me. Not too much, not really. Okay. So 52, that was closer to the 208 yardage that I have that at, and I guess it rolled 3 yards as well. So I should have, where that backspin's tough to gauge. I should have done that closer to 60%. We got the math here at 13.5. Downwind with us, so I'm okay hitting it 13.5, which is a bit hard. Reading that break, first 13.5 here. Kind of thinking, hit it there, it should be headed towards the cup. And then at the cup, it might break away a little bit, but I don't think that's going to affect it. Oh, not too much break. We're off to a bad start here. We're not going to make money on this. 31. Calling this at about a 35% win. Maybe 40. This camera angle, you want a straight blue line there. If you look at this one, you're off to the side a bit, so that wind angle's off a bit. This angle's close as well. I think I will call it about 30, 35. Sure. 35 gives me 170. I mean, 30 gives me 171. Half 40 gives me 169. So I think I'm good with the 170 number. So I know that my 7 iron at 25% actually goes about 171. Kind of risky to play that here. It might roll out a bit in this wind. So I think I'm looking more at a 6 iron. It should be about 181, 60% backspin. If I hit that to about 94%, I think I'll hit it 95. It should stay. 16, 20, 24, 28, 30. I think that's too far left. Yeah, I hit the bank. It was a little long. Anyways, really not playing well. When my putting isn't going well, sometimes I will just resort to counting the dots. Here I've got about 26, maybe 27. So I think I'm gonna hit this closer to 30 into this wind. We are breaking. We're gonna hit this just under 30. I don't think that misting hurts you that much with this putter, but it still does on these long putts. But honestly, if I ding that, that wasn't going in either. I'm hitting this around 50%. I'm gonna get a nice bounce and roll. 2, 29, up 1. Looking at like maybe a 5% headwind, maybe 0. 5% gives us about 234, and 0 gives us 232. I kind of want to try the 2 iron roll up play, 25% backspin bounce. Carries about 226 and then rolls. 16, 20, 24, 28. might be just over 25%. That's probably 25 right there. And might roll a little long unless we have that headwind. Oh, hit and stopped. I guess it hit kind of on that upslope a bit and just stopped. Or the headwind. I don't know. I don't really know what I'm talking about sometimes. I'll take it. Okay, so I got just under 13 here. I'm thinking that break right there will have the most effect on this putt. I'm gonna hit it a little bit harder. There we go. Get a stroke back there. This one runs to the end, so you don't want to go full power. Still going to go. We're safe. Perfect. 24. Okay, we're looking at like a 60, maybe a 65% wind. Call it 65. Gives me about 123, 124 in. 4, 8, 10, 12, 14, 12. And at 25%, this thing goes about 122. I like this play here. No, WGT doesn't. Came up a bit short and stuck. So we got about 10, just under 10. We should be hitting this too. Did a break there at the top. There we go. These headwinds, I'm still using a bit of backspin. I think you get more carry. And topspin, it's not going to roll much anyways. Call this like a 75% wins. Gets me at about 141. So that puts me into the 8-iron territory. Full backsman I know takes at 144. I don't. It might come back a yard here. I honestly can't remember. It might just hit and 6, 4, 8, 12. I don't want to end up down this hill, so I'd rather be around here. You also don't want to be all the way down there, but at least I'm putting, and I'm not putting from the fringe on a putt I've made maybe once every 1,000 times. So I should be hitting this to about, said 20, just over 23, but I'm into the wind as well. I'm uphill. I kind of like to hit these harder. Probably hit this actually over 25. So coming off the ball, it's moving a little bit this way. And it's coming back pretty aggressively. Oh, just missed. Does make you think though that if I'd hit it, closer to 24, it might have rolled in the break there rather than blow by the hole. I think the answer is yes. This wind is probably like 65. Should be hitting this about 160. And I know the 7-iron goes like 158 at 60%. 4, 8, 12, 16, 18, 20. So that should be like 59, maybe 58%. Actually, it was 61. My bad. So it still hit and rolled a couple yards, mostly 1 yard forward, maybe 2 yards to the right. So mass is 7.5. I just kind of like hitting these more like 9. Not turning like I thought it would. Damn. 41.25 minus 8. This is going to be like a 80% wins. 18. Go with that. I got it at about 266. I think going 50% with this should go about 265. I think I need a little bit more than that though. So not 50. I'll go somewhere in here. That was 40%. What do we got? Still short. We just missed. We were almost there. 45 up to 31. I should be hitting this to like, the math is like 62, but like it's from the fringe. I would probably hit this to like 70. Just thinking if I want to do that. That was a very poor effort. The safe play would have been to pitch it. Probably had a better chance of pulling out, but oh well. Now I'm looking at 9 and a bit. So when I'm not putting well like this, maybe it's time to count dots. So that gets me about 7.5, 15, or just over 6 inches outside. Let's see what 6 looks like there. So that I hit that a bit harder than the 9.1 it was telling me to. That's kind of like, I don't know. It's just a thing that I do. Got a nice little kick there off that hill. So 75. We're looking at hitting this. It says about 87. So I'm thinking 75, 85, 70. Yeah, sure. 87. So I'm probably gonna hit this around like 89 on this meter. Happy with that. Never want to miss the ding that way. Lucky we're not in the bunker here. That was a bad mistake. We're looking at about a 30% wind. So we're calling that about 165 with that rough. Maybe more like 175. I'm gonna do an 80% backspin, which is like the 171 number. So 4, 12, 16, 24. It's a nice shot from there. Just hammering that in the cup. An unfortunate wind. Really gives us no chance at the eagle that we need. Just on the aim there, I was just making sure I was going to avoid that bunker. Calling this 100% wind, which gives me like 83. We're up and over. You never want to hit that hill and roll back. Sorry, what was this? 9.5. So, I mean, 9.5. I'm gonna hit. I'm just gonna straight up hit this like 10, 10.5. Yeah, and I'm calling this 100% wind, even though it might move a little bit. That gives us like 260. much. Not entirely sure what happened there. Okay, so I got 15 up 2 feet. I should probably like spend time mapping these because I kind of do this by feel. The wind's not going to do too much. I think it does have some effect here. And then obviously the brake is going the other way. It's going to land somewhere around here and then roll. So 13, roll 2. What did I miss thing? I missed thing left. Try not to overthink those. If they go in, that's great. If they don't, I'm usually within like 2 to 3 feet. All this like a 20% win gives us about 169. $20, 4, 28, 60% gives us 181. So I think it'll come back a bit. Sheet's telling me to hit it 94%. Hit it 95. Still a bit short. It's kind of always a little short here. I try to go a little higher. Probably more wind than I accounted for there as well. So we should be hitting this one to about just under 17. I'm probably going to hit this to about just under 18 for that wind as well. And just the fact I like to hit them a little harder. Let's try counting these. Gives me like 14.4, 0.9, or almost 11 inches outside. I'm kind of like making mental adjustments to just move it in a little bit less than that. Should have moved in and even further. I guess it was, the dots weren't moving that much at the start. So this is a round that I will probably get 500 credits back, but I am not happy with it. Especially considering, you know, I can put up 55 here, no problem. It's going to be like another like 95, 100. Puts me at about 177, maybe 176. And 60% goes 174. 9 goes 172 and rolls 2 yards. Pretty sure I can clear this bunker. I'm not gonna. I mean, honestly, this hole will kill you. I've totally screwed up fantastic rounds by being in the bunker. So let's do a little math on it and make sure we're not being completely stupid. Gotta get it to about there. So I know this can clear. This is like 295, 96, 87. Not worried about it. But I've definitely hit it many times, and I just did it again. At the end of the day, I don't think I was gonna get my credits back. If this is the difference between me losing all of them, that would suck, but I always go for it. I'm an idiot risk taker, what can I say? Just doing the safe flop to make sure I get out. Don't want to end up with another dumb shot in there. 26. Call it like 80. 75. It's like 102, 103. I'm playing it safe on the right side there, so I don't end up down the hill, but I'm not left with the easiest putts. Got this at about 15, under 15. Not feeling confident, so let's count those dots, see what they say. It's saying about 11. I didn't have it quite there. But that's only one part of the break. Oof, what a round. I don't even know if I should share this with you guys. I don't know what you're going to learn from this. You should really be watching the top guys that are the best in the gameplay. But I'm just doing my best to help you guys out here. So I don't know. So that's actually better than I normally ding. But I think as you noticed, most of mine come off the tee with the driver, and maybe I'm putting as well, which doesn't really matter so much with this putter. I missed a lot of fairways. 3.75 is not good. Not bad for this course. I mean, I've definitely done that before and scored much, much better. Putts per hole is not going to help my stats. What are you going to do? All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Hopefully, the next time I do this, you will actually learn something from it.